In pages 6 to 10 of Chapter 1, the first section discusses the approaches used to understand the relationship between the brain and behavior. And those three approaches include the somatic intervention, behavioral intervention, and correlation. Somatic intervention alters a body structure or function in some way and looks to see the resultant change in behavior in order to study the relationship between brain and behavior. Behavioral intervention aims to also study the relationship between brain and behavior, but it does it in an opposite manner to the somatic intervention, where it alters a behavior in some way and looks to see if there's any changes in the body structure and function. And then correlation, the correlation approach mostly sees the extent to which a given body measure varies with a given behavioral measure, so the two of them in relation to each other. This isn't, if it does show that there's some sort of correlation between the two, it doesn't show a cause, but it does show that there's in some way the two variables are linked, whether it's directly or indirectly. Most of the time, a somatic intervention or behavioral intervention will need to be done with the behavioral and brain relationship in order to figure out what that relationship is. The next section discusses an important feature in relation to behavioral neuroscience, which is neuroplasticity. It's important because it shows that the brain has an ability to change physically in response to behavior and experiences. It's been found that experience directly can affect the number or size of neurons or the number of connections between neurons, and the overall ability of the brain to change in response to environmental stimulus and experience is called neuroplasticity, which is the direct definition. For behavioral neuroscience, there is some correlation between behavioral neuroscience and social psychology. They're related because individuals and their behaviors and interactions with you can affect the physical structure of your brain through the experiences. Considering most social behaviors like language and are learned, the people who surround us have a lasting impression on our behavior and the physical makeup of our brain. Biological and social factors continuously interact with each other reciprocally as behavior unfolds. So biological factors will affect social factors, and then social factors will affect biological factors while one does the behavior. In order to study and understand behavior, behavioral neuroscientists implement many levels of analysis, and each level of analysis, as you go smaller, also gets simpler from the level above it, which is called reductionism. And these levels of analysis may include monitoring molecules, nerve cells, and brain regions, or some combination of each of these levels in order to understand behavior. But each level, molecules being the smallest, then going larger to nerve cells, and then to brain regions. Or you can do a combination of all of these in addition to the social environment to understand a behavior.